How good was that opening goal from Gnabry, Craig?
Yeah, I mean, he's a special player now, isn't he? And I mean, let's be quite frank about it. You know, 3 or 4 years ago, he wasn't. And his career looked as if it wasn't really heading anywhere. And fair play to him. You know, he's the guy that's turned it around. You know, you can take people into training field, you can change your coaches, you can do whatever, but the player himself has turned it on his head. And he's just a huge threat now. And the way that he took the goal in terms of the touch, how he cut inside, how there was always 2 or 3 defenders around him, and then he just made a half a yard, nothing more, half a yard, and rifled it in the top corner. He's just added so much to his game. I think it's confidence, it's experience, and playing with such good players around him. And he's you know, as I said, no, you asked the coaches when he was playing back in England, you know, Arsenal, I think on loan at West Brom, really was a player going nowhere. And now, what is he? You know, apart from Lewandowski, who is the first name on the Bayern team sheet, this guy's not far behind. That's an amazing turnaround.
It's an incredible story. Craig talks about his time at West Brom on loan. He was on the bench. He wasn't even starting most of the games, Frank. How do you explain that turnaround? Is it just all down to development and timing?
It is, and it's also about what the coach can whisper in his ear at some point of his life, and the chance he can give. But go back to other players. Thomas Müller, we had a fantastic 10 years, then suddenly became, I don't know, what can we say, you know, so appalling on the field. And just before Hansi Flick turned up, it was kind of, okay, when are you going to retire? And now he's also a fantastic player, and he came back from his best. Jérôme Boateng, even if we have still things to say, is getting better since Flick is there. So it's also about the coach. It's many things what you do in your life, how you see life, how you see your business, which is football, how you want to. You can hope for the best.
Ali, how does this happen? How does it change around so quickly for a player?
Well, I think the surroundings have to do a lot with it, and the expectations that are generated by the people around you. And when you have a training environment at Bayern Munich where everybody's expected to perform at a high level at all times, and when the only expectation for you individually and as a group is you're going to win everything that you participate in, then you better show up. I think it demanded the best out of Serge Gnabry, and we have seen the very best of him. Now, this could have gone horribly wrong for him, and then whenever he was asked to give his best, well, maybe that wasn't going to be good enough at Bayern Munich, and his career was going to come to an end somewhere without having achieved the things. And now he has opened himself up in terms of the chances that he has in front of him and the things that he can achieve. I think he got to a point in which he needed to answer the call, where he needed to be the player that we all thought that he could have been early on, but we didn't see enough of it. Now that we see the full potential, well, then then you just have to sort of ask the question as to not only to the individual player, Serge Gnabry, how did you get to this point, but to the training environment that he was a part of before that couldn't quite get this out of him. So yes, it is fair to go and ask Arsenal, well, what's going on back there? And I think you also have to recognize that Bayern Munich have done a wonderful job of putting him in a position in which he can truly showcase his talent. And you also have to say to the player, here was a chance, here's your opportunity, take advantage of it. And he has done such a good job of really showcasing what he is as a player this year.
He, of course, got the second, Craig, in the 33rd minute. And I think pretty much everyone thought, well, Bayern are going to pretty much run away with this now. However, we had to wait until the 88th minute for their third goal, which of course came from Lewandowski. Why didn't they kick on in the second half, as maybe some would have expected?
Well, I don't think they quite had the urge to go and smash Lyon like they did Barcelona. And I think there was a realisation that they didn't. It was the semi-final, and they didn't want to be too front-footed and leave themselves wide open. I mean, they still left themselves open on a couple of occasions. They also had the change to make with the injury to Boateng and the introduction of Müller as well. So, and I think they were dominating the game so much in terms of possession that I think subconsciously, and we talk about this a lot, they kind of take your foot off the gas and say, right, let's just kill the game off. Let's not take any chances. And I think we've just become accustomed to teams sometimes, right? Go and get 4 and 5 and 6, and sometimes it's not always that easy. But you know, I always felt that they were in control. I always felt that if they wanted a third or a fourth, they could have gone and got it. And let's not forget, it was almost the whole game went by before Lewandowski got on the score sheet. So we didn't even see him at his sparkling best on this occasion. He left it to others. I mean, he missed for the Gnabry second goal. It was a Lewandowski, pretty much a sitter that he missed that offered it up for Gnabry. So, yeah, I thought it was efficient from Bayern without being the brilliance of the Barcelona game, and sort of maybe saving a little bit for the final, which I know we're going to talk about, and is going to be a heck of a lot of a tougher game.
Well, thank you very much for watching ESPN on YouTube. For more sports highlights and analysis, be sure to download the ESPN app. And for live streaming, premium content, and let's not forget as well, ESPN FC 7 days a week. Subscribe to ESPN Plus.